Hold on to your Bieber vibes. Hot break fam. Because the City of Angels just got a wake-up call nobody saw coming. Picture this. It's 4 a.m. in Los Angeles, a time when even the most ambitious influencers are asleep. The only thing stirring is a distant whir of a street sweeper, and the world is blissfully unaware of the chaos about to unfold. But not Justin Bieber. He's wide awake, hoodie pulled over his signature hair, sunglasses on, and a look in his eye that says he's on a mission. Most people would text, maybe even call, but Justin, he's the king of grand gestures, and tonight, that means showing up at Selena Gomez's house unannounced, setting off a chain reaction so wild that the internet may never recover. The first sign that something was up came not from a gossip site, but from an eagle-eyed neighbor whose insomnia and love for oversized lattes had them scrolling X at that very moment. The tweet was simple, almost cryptic. Is that Bieber? In Selena's driveway? At 4 a.m. Attached was a blurry photo, grainy as if shot on a first-generation smartphone, but unmistakable. The outline of a hoodie, a flash of platinum blonde, and what could only be described as a silhouette of pop history in the making. Within minutes, the tweet exploded. Fans from every corner of the globe woke up to their phones, vibrating with breaking news. Yelena's shippers dusted off their old fan accounts. Memes began flooding the timeline, and a new wave of speculation swept to the fandom like wildfire. Was this a sequel to their epic teenage romance? A new secret project? Or, as one user suggested, had Justin simply left his lucky hoodie behind during a Netflix binge in 2014 and finally decided to retrieve it? The wildest theory, though, was that this was all a setup for a surprise single, maybe even a joint album. Imagine the internet if the two dropped a midnight track called For AM Confessions. The possibilities were endless, and the group chats were on fire. But let's back up. Justin's entrance wasn't just a casual stroll down memory lane. He rolled in like he was starring in a heist movie, engine purring low, headlights off, and a hoodie so big it could double as a tent. The neighbors claimed they barely caught the sound before he disappeared into the shadows, moving with the kind of stealth you'd expect from someone who spent half his life outrunning paparazzi. And yet, for all his efforts, the world was watching, ready to screenshot, retweet, and theorize. The speculation was relentless. Was this a desperate attempt to rekindle an old flame, or just a moment of nostalgia from a guy who spent the last few years settling into domestic bliss with Hailey Baldwin Bieber? After all, Justin's Instagram was full of cozy family photos, dad jokes, and backyard barbecues. The contrast between suburban calm and midnight mischief was almost too much to process. Then came the whispers. Maybe this wasn't about romance at all. Maybe it was business, music business. Selena's been on fire, balancing acting, beauty launches, and music, with her rare beauty brand making waves and her role in Only Murders in the building earning rave reviews. Justin, meanwhile, has been teasing new music with a more mature, soulful edge. What if this was a secret writing session? The kind of collaboration that would break the internet and melt Spotify servers. But if it was just music, why the cloak and dagger approach? Why the middle of the night arrival? The careful avoidance of cameras? The silence from both camps? Theories abounded, each more dramatic than the last, and by sunrise, TMZ helicopters were circling overhead, hoping for a shot of the world's most talked-about exes in the same frame. Meanwhile, inside the house, Selena was reportedly woken by the chaos outside. Paparazzi had set up camp, flashes popping like fireworks, as neighbors peered from behind curtains and speculated about what was going on inside. How did Selena react? Did she roll her eyes, laugh at the absurdity, or reach for her phone to text a friend? Her journey from Disney Channel darling to mental health advocate has made her one of the most relatable stars of her generation, open about her struggles, honest about her boundaries, and fiercely protective of her privacy. This midnight drama wasn't just tabloid fodder. For Selena, it was another moment in a life lived under microscope, a reminder that fame never really sleeps, and neither do its consequences. The media went wild, headlines blaring everything from Yelena reunion to Hailey responds with silence. Selena's team stayed tight-lipped, while Justin's camp issued a cryptic no comment, fueling even more speculation. The driveway became a red carpet, fans and photographers jostling for a glimpse, and social media turned into a battleground of theories, jokes, and the occasional heartfelt plea for everyone to just let them live. But behind the circus, there was something deeply human about the whole scene. Two people with a complicated past, a history of love, heartbreak, and healing, caught in a moment that felt both impulsive and inevitable. Maybe Justin was looking for closure. Maybe it was a musical brainstorm. Or maybe he just needed to talk to someone who truly understood what it meant to have your life dissected by millions. As the sun rose, the chaos began to fade. Justin was spotted later that day at a juice bar, looking relaxed, chatting with fans, and showing no signs of a sleepless night. Selena, ever the queen of composure, posted a series of serene selfies, her captions a masterclass in saying everything and nothing at all. The world kept speculating, of course, but the two stars seemed unfazed, continuing on with their lives as if nothing had happened. The memes, though, were legendary. From Justin sneaking in like it's 2012 to Selena's house, the real never say never. The internet did what it does best, turning drama into comedy, heartbreak into hashtags, and a single blurry photo into a week's worth of content. Some fans wrote elaborate fanfics, others debated the ethics of midnight visits, and a few wise voices reminded everyone that, at the end of the day, these are real people with real feelings. The saga of Justin and Selena is more than just a tabloid headline. It's a story about growing up in the spotlight, about love that lingers even when it's over, about the messy, beautiful, sometimes ridiculous ways we try to connect in a world that never stops watching. For every tweet dissecting their every move, there's a moment of vulnerability, a flash of genuine connection that reminds us why we care in the first place. Maybe that's why this midnight encounter hit so hard. It felt real, unscripted. A reminder that even the biggest stars are just people trying to find their way. By the time night fell again, the buzz had softened to a hum. The world had moved on to the next scandal, the next viral moment. But something lingered in the air, a sense that, for just a moment, we'd all been part of something bigger than gossip, something that spoke to the universal longing for connection, understanding, and maybe, just maybe, a hint of closure. Whether you're Team Yelena, Team Haley, or just here for memes, one thing for sure, pop culture's greatest stories are the ones that keep us guessing, that blur the line between fantasy and reality, and that remind us that behind every headline, there's a human story waiting to be told. So as you scroll through the aftermath, laughing at the jokes, debating the theories, and maybe even feeling a pang of nostalgia for your own late-night adventures, remember, the real magic isn't in the drama, but in the moments that make us feel, hope, and wonder what might happen next. And with Justin and Selena, you never really know what's around the corner. Stay tuned.